Fine, I'll do it again. We got off the. No, that was last session. We I was about to say we got off the ship. I don't.
I
Wow.
think that was the session before.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, actually, we saved this lady from a bunch of orcs.
That was like 3 sessions ago.
Wait. How did we start last session? I can't remember now.
We found a ghost butler and then fought some skeletons.
Yeah.
We gist of it is a bunch of shit happened. We went to the auction. We fought some mutants and found out this slaver asshole tried to kill us, so we're gonna try to kill him. Then we went to the auction, won a seat, and now we're waiting a while until they eventually announce the telling.
Okay. The bit you forgot, Neotag,
The ball.
was the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
When
kicked
you went to dinner, and Neotag decided to eat.
Oh,
the
right, the
crazy
dinner.
warp meal.
Yeah, we all ate some.
Where I took brain damage. Yes, that's probably
No,
why
you actually
I
didn't
forgot.
take the brain damage. You just took damage.
I kicked an elder god into a pit. I remember this session.
Exactly.
Fuck, that was many sessions ago.
We had to convince you to drop the horn in the hole because you were about to put it in your head. Remember that?
This is the only way to be sure.
It'd be the elder god. Our way
Yeah.
to save is to worship.
So you just left the auction, I believe, is where we left off.
Either we just left the auction or the auction was just going
I thought
on.
we went back to the ship. Yeah, we were. No, you're right. We just left the auction. We were discussing if we should shoot him here or wait till to do it later, and we all decided to wait till later. So we were heading back to the ship to request information on the guy we need to now hunt down, I believe. Right? I recommend we head back to the ship and get information on this guy that we've all agreed that we need to take out. What do you guys say?
Beep boop.
Why
Yes.
would there be information on the ship?
Well, God, I can't pronounce his name. What was it?
Obrist?
Orbrist.
Staying in the same place as we are.
Obrist has been here longer than we have.
And
was
he's
here
not
with-
on the ship.
I thought he.
He's where we are.
Yeah, you haven't been staying on the
really-
ship.
Oh, right. Fuck, I forgot about the house. Yeah, I forgot about the whole opening, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Right.
You forgot
Well-
about a lot of shit, dude.
Did that eel take a bit of your brain with it?
It might have.
Might have. Yeah, let's head back to the house and get the information we can.
Yes.
I guess that's what we do.
All right.
Get ambushed on the way back this time?
No, but I will have you give me an awareness. Give me a. Give me an awareness. Minus 20.
Oh, wow, that's... Captain taps me on the shoulder. There's no way. Oof. I'm gonna re-roll that because I was close. This. All right, here we are. Oop. Whew, there we go.
Neotag, you spot the weird hooded figure again on top of a nearby building, watching you guys leaving the auction. Who then quickly flits away off into the distance.
Yeah, that weird dude is watching us again.
You chased after them last time and found nothing. I think he might be loose to doing things.
Yeah, maybe we leave it alone this time and see what happens.
Yes.
Oh God, was Diplo actually the only one who had Xenos?
Yes.
For what?
Yes. The rogue traders Xenos look.
Cool. And Xenos roll off the rogue trader.
Do it. Take control of his sheet.
Probably an Eldar or a Tau.
Okay, since this is the second time, I'm just gonna let it be a 0 instead of a -10.
It's actually a Nikasar. Just a very slim Nikasar.
Fucking, I'm burning one of his fate points.
You still just barely made it.
Okay, finally, someone can tell you that there's been an Eldar following you.
Oh, that's weird.
That is concerning.
Okay. I was like, I'll give him a second chance to do that whole Watcher encounter, just make it a little bit harder to spot him this time. And then I realized, shit, the one guy who's not here is the only guy who can make the roll to identify it if they do see him. All right, so you now know that Neldar has been watching you at least twice now.
Yeah.
As you make your way back to the home. And Oberst is there waiting for you.
We need information on. Oh God. What was his name? Don't remember. Feckward. We need information on him right away. He tried to have us killed. That he must say.
I see. Let me see what I can. I'll report back to you in the morning as the hour is late, but I will spend several hours checking what I know, other than that he is a local rogue trader of some renown. I'll see if I can find where he's staying.
From what the gang told us, he is not well liked among the other rogue traders. But he has a lot of money to throw around, and he is apparently
I don't know where you keep getting the not well liked part. No one has told you that.
Yes, they have.
No, you've literally only been told that he's tried to kill you.
No, we got like a dozen pieces of information because
I will tell you the exact piece of information again. What you got from those guys who tried to kill you was there's an auction tonight. It's at the Imperial. Many powerful figures are to attend. One of them is trying to keep rivals at bay. He is Kraken Feckward. He has a deal with narco gangers to kill some of his rivals. As well as being a work trader, he's a slaver. He plans to offer 10,000 slaves at the auction. That's all the information you have on this man.
I could have sworn we got something
No,
else.
you've got nothing else on this man.
Was it at the party we got something on this guy? Because
No,
we were attacked before
because
the party.
He wasn't the party, but he was not one of the people you actively went up and tried to talk to. Hadrak was the only other rogue trader you tried to talk to.
I could have sworn we got information on him from somewhere. All right, fine. He's apparently a slaver. Did he lose Did he lose bid or did he succeed?
He succeeded.
I believe he lost bid actually. Hang on.
Yeah, because the slaves were not. I don't remember.
He
the slave-
succeeded. He didn't offer slaves. He offered something special.
He was supposed to offer 10,000 slaves, and I
Where did he
could have
go?
sworn that was one of the bids that failed.
That was one of the bids, but that
Oh no,
wasn't.
It was because there were blind slaves. He offered 10,000 blind slaves, and because they were blind, they were accepted.
Okay. For my education, what's difference about a blind slave versus a non-blind
It's
slave?
more spooky and mystical.
Yeah,
Fair
that's
enough.
really it. And in case you couldn't tell, that was kind of like the thing going on. Is like they're accepting weird, spooky, mystical shit.
To be honest, we could have said like 50 firstborn slaves, and they probably would have taken it.
Yeah. Only the seventh sons of seventh sons.
The main failing of the guy who tried to sell 10,000 werepelts was that he didn't mystic it enough.
Frankly.
If he had been like 10,000 werepelts skinned at the height of the full moon, they would have taken that shit in an instant.
Skinned at the head of the full moon and mysteriously glowing.
The flu moon? That sounds like something you'd see in the warp with
Oh,
Nurgle.
yes, no, I.
Nor mystic.
Yeah.
They had
Mystic
really
it
been
up.
all over that. I mean, they did take like what was it, like Daemonet piss or something weird?
Yeah, like a
Daemonette
Daemonette
toenail.
toenail.
Yeah, the toenails of Daemonets.
I think that's just a foot fetish thing, though. One of them really likes feet.
Look, the Witchers are old, and they just it takes a lot. You got to put on
Yeah.
fun helmets with them and stuff. It's weird.
I mean, it might be like rhino horn for them. They just shred it, and then that's what gets them up. I mean, or off.
It is a Daemonet toenail. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's probably loaded with cocaine and stuff.
All right.
If anything, it maybe makes you have grow like 3 extra dicks or something and an extra boob.
Also, apparently, we've been followed by an Eldar.
He seems a little taken aback at that, and just an Eldar.
Yeah. The person we were chasing through the streets before, and he was watching us from the auction.
That is interesting. As far as I know, there are no Eldar, at least openly, staying anywhere on Footfall or near Footfall for at least since I've arrived.
You have a whole. Hold on, no, fuck this shit. I'm scrutinizing this man. There's no way he fucking keeps track of every single Xeno. They are a fucking second-class citizen above everyone's eyes. How is he
There is
monitoring?
an entire district of Xeno.
I see that whole ghetto. There's not a single Eldar in it.
Okay. You could actually scrutiny him? Oh.
I don't know if he's lying or telling the truth, but I still don't believe it. You're telling me there's a whole district of Xenos, and you know there's not a single Eldar in it?
The Lord Liege does keep an active census of all Xenos coming and going from the station. It's a matter of public record. I check it every few days or so, just to make sure nothing that sounds that might cause an issue come by.
That's a bit odd, Oberst.
You can't
What-
trust the Xenos.
What is in this district then?
He kind of like shuffles through one of his data slates a bit. He's like, there's a number of Kroot clans, some freebooters. Looks like there's at least one Tau. That's strange. Kind of looks through. He kind of looks like nothing about any Eldar.
Well, there's one following us regardless.
Hmm.
So keep an eye out.
Well, I say we go to bed, let Oberus do his thing, and when we wake up, we have a hunt to start.
All right. And if that is all, then we'll just zippity zoop to Morden.
Yep.
All right. You all have a good rest with what's left of the evening. Wake up in the morning. Oberst is made sure that the servants prepare a nice little breakfast briefing.
Hold on, do you have some eel? We need some eel for his bit of breakfast.
I do not need any more eel.
You sure? You
I'm
seem to enjoy it at the dinner.
Yes, you did.
I think
I'll inquire with some markets and see if
now
can
that
find
I
some more for you.
remember the dinner, since I've had time to rest, I'm pretty sure my statement was, do as I say, not as I do, right before I took a bite out of it.
So, like, what's the scarcity on void eel?
On Warpeel?
Yeah.
I'm going to say
you.
rare.
What about
Fuck
Space
you.
Titan meat?
I am not eating more of that. So I assume we're healed up, and I don't know how rest works.
Give me a second.
Because I was at 11, because I got healed, so I need 3 to get to max.
I know you're probably going to need maybe a couple days bed rest to get back up to full, but that shouldn't be an issue. You have a whole 2 weeks before anything actually important and time sensitive starts happening again.
I'm sorry, we're about to kill a man. That might be important and time sensitive.
You remove one point of damage per day through natural healing.
Okay.
If you take a whole entire day of bed rest, you remove an amount of damage equal to your toughness bonus.
There you go.
That would have been nice. That would have been full, but okay. Well,
You say you need bed rest? Are you all right?
the eel took a lot out of me.
It looked tasty.
It wasn't.
It's a wise decision. Do you need more rest?
I could do with a full day of rest, yes.
Then I suppose we can look and figure out more.
Servants, make sure he's not allowed to leave the house, and I'm gonna take off.
I'll follow.
Okay.
And
Fuck
we're
you.
going to skip the breakfast briefing.
No,
I thought the
do you
breakfast
have
meeting
a
already
briefing? Do you
happened.
have a briefing, Oberst?
Yeah, he
No,
does.
We're
in
not the
fact,
kind of people that sit around a table and talk during breakfast.
He kind of just like I will note that for future reference. But yes, I did find more information on him. interesting enough, with the help of the woman that you captured on your last voyage, I found some
Right,
of the
she's
records that
still
he.
in our employ, isn't she?
Yes, she should actually be arriving later today to confer with me on some of my notes that I've picked up.
Should we tell her her ex-boss is still alive? At least give her a chance to make a choice between staying with us or going elsewhere?
We
I'm
can,
asking.
we can inform her that her boss is alive. I'm not certain about an
I'm
option.
not sure about the choice part of the
I'm
thing.
not sure about an option to go back to the crew that openly attacked us.
Fair enough. Just thought we might tell her. Considering we might have to be in combat with them again, I don't want her loyalties to waver.
But yeah, the information he has currently on Feckward, which I feel like I've read this to you before, but whatever. It'll at least be a refresher. The information he's gathered on Feckward so far is that he is pretty infamous among the recidivist underworld. He's got a fortune built on a very complex web of criminal activities. Many higher ups in the Imperial bureaucracies kind of consider his holding of his warrant of trade to be dubious at best, but it is still a valid warrant of trade, so there's not a whole lot they can do about that. And most, even here in the Expanse, consider him little more than a criminal overlord who plays at being a rogue trader. Most of his business is in the cold trade and slave trade. The cold trade, for those of you who don't know, is the illegal sale and purchase and trading of Xenos artifacts. So he deals in Xenos artifacts and slaves.
So it could be more than just the fact that we were going to the auction. He could also have been coming after us because of what we just pulled in. Which I assume at this point we've negotiated vessels to start bringing the treasure.
Oh yeah, no, the treasure ships have already left at this point to go grab the first big batch of stuff to come back.
Yes. Okay. Well, then if
Beyond that, the only other thing he was able to dig up was that he has had a number of dealings with Hardrick, and at this point, that he tries to play it being a bit of a noble. He likes to hang around Imperial courts whenever he goes back to the Imperium, hang out here at the Liege Lord's court, kind of play the upper class person despite his obviously not upper class dealings.
Are you sure that's what it said about the warrant? I thought there was more that there's questions if it even is a real warrant or something along those lines.
The exact wording in his bio says that many consider his holding of warrant trade to be extremely dubious in and of itself, for his lineage is highly questionable, and many consider him nothing more than a criminal over. There's a lot of rumor and speculation, but no one's been able to prove jack shit.
So no one's been able to prove that the warrant's fake, but if anyone did, he'd be...
Well, I mean, the warrant might very well be real. It's just he might not be the one who's legally supposed to have it, but also because of the way warrants and trades work, that's largely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, unless he can actively be caught out by, like, the Inquisition or something.
Okay.
Doing something he really shouldn't be.
So the idea that we could, instead of going after him directly, prove that he is not the one behind that warrant is probably not an option.
Right, because as long as you have the warrant of trade, that in and of itself is what empowers you. The way warrant of trades worked is that they can be rescinded and given to somebody else at any given time by the High Lords of Terra.
Okay.
So they stay in families only so long as that family has the blessing of the High Lords. And the easiest way to do that is to keep your nose clean inside Imperial space and to continuously show that your family's bringing in profit and proving more of a benefit than a nuisance.
So that goes to the beginning of this, where we were picking what kind of clan we were going to be, between having a giant ship, but we are dangerously close to losing our warrant. Okay.
Yeah, you're either a freshly minted clan where he would have been Diplo would have been the first of his
swimming in profit.
Yeah, he was like, okay, well, here's your, all your profit factor from all your new backers. You're the first one to have this warrant of trade in your family. You're the start of a new dynasty. but your ship's also brand new and shitty, or your ship's ancient and old, but your family's pretty much squandered all of its waste. So you're kind of the last throw of the dice to make something of it before the trade just gets revoked.
All right. Well, we need to. Holt. What's the timeline on those implants that we need to go in for?
I believe it was in about 2 weeks.
If
2
I look
weeks.
specifically, day 14 is when the heart will be ready. Yeah, you're not getting that eye anytime soon.
Well, the one who wants the eye is
Wait.
not here.
Twitch mask. Twitch mask was an implant, right? Or is that just an item?
He did. He
implant.
got the Twitch mask. He didn't get the thieves' glove.
Because the Twitch mask was ready in 14 days.
And then my eyes.
Where's? You were getting eyes? What? Where?
Intergalactic implants.
I don't.
Yeah, I got he rolled for those and I got them. They're essentially upgrades to my my normal eyes. They make me immune to flashbangs and I can see in the dark and see farther.
That immunity flashbangs would have been very
It's just
useful
a
in that
flashbang.
fight.
Old shield, Xenomax.
No, I
armor,
think they
body
did more
gloves,
than that.
Stormtrooper Carapace, Cake, Inferno shells, fire selectors, sealed holster, disguise kit, wide awake, good quality thief, void skin, Latin thing.
The void skin I didn't get.
Yeah. Inferno pistol, the silver anathema, which initially we didn't get, but then we did get the micro grenades, the Norris Prima, the baleful eye, and the bionic heart. That's what I got written down.
I believe I rolled successfully on the intergalactic implants.
All right. Fuck it. I'll just say that's going to be on day 14 too.
Oberst, do you know if Theckward has children?
As far as I know, he has no known family to speak of, at least not anywhere near here that we know of.
No descendants, nothing? Okay.
He's not the settling down kind.
But a
I
man,
do.
but does he claim to be from a noble line?
He distantly claims to be a cousin of a dynasty that's fallen out of favor, that hasn't been active in some time.
Do we know the dynasty's name?
Since it doesn't say, I'm just gonna say the Peckward dynasty. So his name may even be fake. He does also. He has a picked image of the man.
Can we see that image?
He looks to be half implants.
And instead of a right hand, he has a left hand.
Do we know where he lives? Or he bases his operation?
Currently, he seems to alternate most of his time that he's been on the station on Footfall currently, alternating between the stronghold of the Tudors, the local slaving guild, and his ship. He tends to spend a few days at each before traveling back and forth.
Is the ship currently docked?
It is currently docked.
Do we know what ship is his?
We do. Hang on.
Oh, you're right. It's dark vision and immune to flashbangs. That's all it is. I don't gotcha.
Starships. His ship is a Hazaroth class privateer vessel called the Chains of Dusk.
From that, because I don't know, would we know if we probably stood a chance or not?
Remember those two ships you completely fucked?
Yeah.
It's basically the size of one of those.
Oh.
It's a small raider ship that is built more for hit and run piracy attacks than a straight up fight. So it's the kind of ship where if you're outgunned, you can run away, but if you're going after unarmed or lightly armed merchant traffic, then you've got everything you need to catch up and grab them.
So, do we know the security around that ship?
He keeps a number of armsmen on duty at all times around the ship, as well as his person and his right-hand man as well, is always with him whenever he travels.
Does the ship take regular cargo?
It does. In fact, an interesting suggestion, perhaps. But I mentioned to Lady Ash that I had heard that she and her former captain had dealings with him. She suggested that they had had a falling out, but that Feckward had often expressed an interest in kind of renewing ties with Harkward, and that she may be able to set up a meeting under the guise of meeting with her former captain. May
I
not
was
be
thinking-
much, but it might be enough to get you onto the ship if all else other options.
Well,
are
I was
chosen.
thinking more maybe slipping some timed explosives into the cargo aboard the ship. And just letting things happen.
His cargo is constantly checked,
Mm.
as
We don't
most rogue
destroy the
traders.
ship.
Okay. Well, that is
You,
an option.
you would know, Neotech, that any rogue trader worth his salt watches for that ship because that is a stupid, obvious way to get rid of a rival.
And any rival
mean,
that fails to realize
He
that deserves
also, I don't know that. He also stupidly sent, gangers with no weapons and some even without fucking equipment.
No,
against
hang on,
Mercs.
hang on. The gangers had guns and equipment. It was the two mutants the gangers press ganged that you decided to murder one of them, who were just humble dock workers that didn't have any equipment.
Fair enough.
They just brought them in to be big and spooky. Clearly, they weren't told the caliber of people they were going against, and they were just sacrificial pawns in this man's game.
Well, that sounds like an option. What do you think, Holt? You seem to have more of a mindset for this.
I want this man's warrant of trade.
that would be incredibly profitable to have.
Either by honest dealings or by aggression. I want his warrant of trade, which means no explosives, no destruction, areas we're not sure it isn't hidden.
Still insist on killing this man.
That's fine.
Once we have the warrant of trade, you may deal with him as you wish. Jump him out
Well,
the
if we
airlock.
could set up a meeting and we can get him with just the very few men, we could take him down there and then I guess barely let him live and take his nearly dead body to his ship, take his warrant of trade or wherever he keeps it. We could keep, if we can take him, we could take his, bargain his life for the warrant and still kill him anyways. I don't know. It's up to you. I feel like we need to be in agreement on this issue on how we're going to go about this.
Oberst kind of checks his chronometer for a moment and says, if you wish to hear Lady Ash out before making any sort of decision, she should be here in a few hours. I would only need another hour or so after that to confer with her to gather any sort of information and the feasibility of any plans or her potential loyalties.
Okay.
If you want to take the morning to yourselves.
Well, I will rest a bit more. And I guess you two would like to head out for a couple of hours?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Don't
that's
sound
what-
showing sure there, Kiri.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that.
Well, I mean, it's up to
Questions of-
Holt's the one that was like, "Let's leave," but Holt's not talking now.
I have some business deals to make. I'll be back later.
Okay. Kiri heads out with you, Holt.
Yeah,
I mean,
if nothing else, having somebody with him in case of an ambush.
well, I will.
Stay in bed.
We
I
have,
will head. I will head down the. I will keep the fort essentially.
we have eels to buy, Matthias. Let's go find them.
Absolutely. I think that would make a great meal for him. Make him all better.
Fuck you. You can
So-
hear it being said as you leave the door.
Yeah, we left. We collabed before. I didn't say that until I left.
Fine. I psychically I psychically heard you. No, I
No,
didn't.
you don't.
I don't think you
Keep
can
it-
do that.
Keep an eye out, Matthias.
Actually, I can. I just don't have that power yet.
It may be still true. Then you can't. we may still be trailed by the Eldar.
Agreed. I will have my servo skull keep an eye out for us.
Okay, so like, when we do a commerce roll, a profit roll for those eels, I want maybe like two, 3 cans of them.
Yeah, no, let's do a rare roll for the eels.
And
Shit, on the table in front of me. I don't even remember what that fucking was. I think here that was just like what, a +0 or a -10. I'm gonna say it was a minus. No, I think I think it was a +0 population.
Okay, I got
Alright,
them.
got you your eels.
I
So like low level shit. This is probably like I get them now, right?
Yeah.
It's not like something I have to arrange.
Yeah, no. You just find them at like a weird like off down like a side alley off the bazaar like food stall selling like weird sketchy shit.
And I also want to get normal eels. I
Okay.
presume I don't need to actually roll.
Yeah, you don't need to roll for those. That's
Okay.
just gonna be back in the regular market with all the other like food hawkers and stuff.
as this is going on,
How are they labeled?
Which ones?
The-
The warp eels?
Yes.
Yeah, they're just outright labeled warp eels.
So it's like, well, like how's it labeled? Like, is there like a sticker? Or how?
The crate itself is like stenciled in like low gothic.
Okay, and then inside the crate,
Is kind of like there's like a liner and then like a bed of ice. And then several of the eels are kind of like laid out over the ice. And then there's like more ice kind of sprinkled on top of them to keep them fresh.
and then the normal eels, the same way.
Yeah, basically. Only it just says whatever planet the eels are from, eels.
What would be the process to swap the contents of the 2 crates?
Well, the warp eels do look freaky, so you could, but you might have to like maybe like mix one in with like the other eels.
so
No, I mean put the warp eels in the crate that says normal
Regular,
eels.
yeah, no, I know what
Yeah.
you're doing, but I'm saying like the regular the warp eels do look different than the regular eels. So
In other words, it would be he's trying to
It-
tell you.
you're trying, yeah, you could do this, but you're trusting that whoever gets these and then tries to prepare them for food would
Just
not
trust the
know the
label.
difference between regular eels and warp eels, or not
Okay.
care enough.
No, I'll have the eels have someone take the eels to the house. I believe we should visit the Xeno Quarter, Matthias.
agreed.
We did not have a need for mercenaries before, but
We
now
might.
we may need them.
Because my concern is with that Elda. And out of character, would my character like know anything about like webways and whatnot?
I mean,
I'll leave you
imagine if you have any understanding of the Eldar, you would, but I don't think you have any sort of
Probably not.
knowledge for Eldar, because I don't think you even have the Xenos.
Nope,
thing.
I don't have Xenos at all.
Yeah, so you probably don't really know much about Eldar besides that Eldar are a thing and they have pointy ears.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe that might even be a surprise to you.
Alright,
I'm
so
going to head to near the Xenos district.
and as you're doing that, I'd like to do like an awareness check with my my servo skull to see if you can find the cloaked individual.
Okay. Now that you've definitely A, know that's an Eldar, and B, have seen twice before, it's going to be a +10.
Just
Oh, it manages to actually see it. Does your servo skull have any kind of picture or anything on it, or just a regular?
I believe it does. Give me a quick second to look up specifically. Because we never really had a use for the servo skull before.
I know, right? I'd say that's close enough to a 1 where you'd probably be able to get like a a kind of fuzzy like off shot of him if it has any kind of capacity to snap a pict.
Service goals, movements, gear. Dodging. Yeah, if I'm reading that right, it probably would have a dictor, pictor.
Pictor. Okay. So yeah, it has the chance to get sort of a
Yeah,
I wouldn't really say fuzzy because it's not really how pictors work because they're kind of holographic in nature. But yeah,
I know what you mean by like, not very clear, but
it gets kind of like a low res image where like you're not gonna be able to make out facial details, but you could definitely make out like
general
the
things.
cloak he's wearing and what's underneath the cloak visible through like the hood and stuff.
Is the Eldar following us currently with eyes?
Is it currently? I suspect it's following us, at the very least.
Well, did
It's
the
a bit-
picture did it scan? Did it notice that Matthias saw and scamper?
Yeah, it would have chirped back to him that it located the parameters of the target it was looking for and took a pic.
But did the Eldar scamper?
He's asking if the Eldar.
Oh,
scanned it?
they run off. Yeah, no, they ran off again as soon as they noticed the serval skull looking at him.
Keep an eye out. Next time you see them, alert me. Make no actions to scare off the Eldar.
I will.
And
And
Hulk is going to take out a piece of paper. I don't have it on my gear list, but it's fucking 40k. I have paper.
Everyone has paper.
I
Yeah.
have fucking paper and quill, and I'm going to write down in paper in High Gothic, Low Gothic, Kroot, and how rare are Eldar on Footfall? Would a young
Occasionally,
Colt have...
occasionally Corsairs do pass by, in like maybe an individual ship, here or there, but they generally keep a wide berth. The only time they ever really show up is if they're desperate for supplies or they have some specific business on Footfall with either an individual or the location in general, such as having been contracted out for something.
So would you say that a young Holt who grew up in Footfall and is a polyglot, would I know Eldar? Could I know how to write down Eldar?
It wouldn't be pretty, but yeah, you could probably chicken scratch something in Eldar.
In these 4 languages, I'm going to write down, are you interested in taking down a man involved in the cold trade? And I'm just going to fold the paper up and put it back in my pocket. Now let's continue on to the Xenos district.
Will do. And
Okay.
Can we just have my previous role be like what's doing to look for the Xeno for the Eldar? Or...
I'll say that'll be enough to ping for you to get another roll to see if you can get a better photo. But I'll use that as just a general. You're keeping an eye out for it kind of roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about the photos.
It's mostly just like to see like if by chance it's still like
Yeah,
if it
I mean
reappears.
that'll be enough for it too, because I imagine basically just so you can keep track of it, it would just automatically snap a pic whenever it notices it there, just so you have
Yes.
the record and the timestamp of.
I mean,
where
not
it's
for
on it.
nothing. If Eldar are supposed to register and they didn't, this one might be interested in sheerly contacting you just to get the pictures destroyed.
This is literally the first time we got a picture of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if you keep doing that,
Nothing else
One
of range
is a mutual.
reading.
One is a mutual contact Neo. Another one is an assassin in the middle of the night killing our tech priest.
fair enough.
We want the first one.
Very much so.
Steer it away. Just alert me when it shows up.
I will.
We'll deal with it.
All right, so you make your way over to the Xenos district, the large, open-doored fortress like.
This is going to
Structure.
be an actual question. How long does it take them to do these things? Because there is a chance they will still be out when she gets back, and I'm the only one that's going to talk to her.
I mean, I imagine Oberst would just hold off on that.
No,
until after everyone
I
gets
will
back.
talk to her as soon as she gets
I
here.
mean, yeah, if you want to talk to her,
I'm
when she gets back,
outright
then yeah.
saying that.
She'll probably get back based on what I have in my head of kind of the time span of where it is to get from where you are to the market and then to the Xenos district. They've been out for about 2 hours, so right now she probably would have just arrived and be kind of confirmed with Oberst on his information so he can compile.
let
more of
them
a
do it.
dossier.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying to interrupt. I still want
Yeah.
flux, and I'm just
Yeah,
saying
you just
that.
want like
Yeah.
a time frame of what's going
Probably
on.
probably by the time they either finish in the Xenos district or get most of the way back home is when you would have a chance to talk to Lady Ash on her own,
Well, no, I'm saying
depending on how long they take.
I'm saying after they're done, cut back to me, and I will be talking to her. Is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Yeah, I am basically saying yes, that is what would happen
Okay.
Okay.
timeline wise.
Do I
All right,
see
so you
any-
get to the Xenos district and you
Do I
cross
see
the bridge.
Well, no, hold on. Do I see any crew outside the Xenos district?
Actually, you do see two of them just kind of walking down the corridor, like on just the other side of the door, as well as some walking, just getting to the other side of the bridge to go back in and kind of join the two that are on the other side of the door. You don't know one recruit from another really, but they do kind of look like the ones that you saw the other day.
I'm going to approach them. And speaking in crew, excuse me, there was a group of crew here a few days ago that offered their services and actually protected us from some belligerent drunks. Do you know where they were? Where they are now? I'm going to kind of describe them as best I can. That's what they were wearing, not facial, because fucking, I don't know the difference for crew.
One of them does nod and says that he was there. I was there.
Do you know if this?
Weird. What are recruits like actual accents supposed to be?
It's kind of like a.
Just make them Scottish. Anything that you don't know becomes Scottish in role play.
The
That's the way it
Dawn
works.
of War made them kind of crinkly, like we are crew.
Because I know the book keeps being like encourage people to recruit accents if they know recruit.
Encourage people? No, that's no.
No.
Fucking go to Italy.
No.
Take me to the
You do
pizzeria.
not want to encourage us.
We have said repeatedly. It sounds like the Rogue Trader books were written by like 5 people, no one communicating.
They're
That
kinda
sounds like the one person that's in there behind everybody. Like, hey, you didn't say to encourage them to role play. Here, let me put that there. Let me put that there.
the Dawn of War games gave them like creaky, chirpy voices, like
Yeah.
crew and pal already. I practiced the voice a lot when I was playing the crew. But I'm not going to try to do a crew accent because I'm not a crew.
Oh, I was about to say. I was about to ask you to do your
But
best.
how do we
crew.
know you're speaking in crude if you're not speaking with a crude accent?
Yes.
Two crew here before.
I think
There were 3 crew here before who saved us from drunks. Do you know where they are?
You know what? If I'm a Jungle Planet, I'm going to say they're fucking Jamaican. Yeah, that's.
I'm not. You want me to change this plan? I'm not fucking dealing with Jamaican mercenaries in the
Yeah, man.
So
We will
like,
help
I will
against this
turn right the
bumper
fuck
clock.
around.
No, I am abandoning that now because that immediately went German instead of Jamaican.
Why did you pick
Uh.
Jamaican? Jamaican's like the hardest thing to do because it always morphs into like 15 different other things as you try to stay Jamaican.
In many circumstances, I don't do a bad Jamaican accent. I'm just really bad at doing it without some sort of like vocal exercise first.
Hey man, the crew are ready to serve the cow.
Especially when I'm trying.
Let's smash that bumper
Hey,
clan,
man!
For the
I
shapers,
told you about the Greta Good, you papa clock.
devour the bomber clats.
you want Groot? Okay, no, okay, abandoning that plan.
We want the Groot.
Is
Okay,
this
what
what
was the
passes for
question?
fury amongst your misbegotten kind, man?
So misbegotten mons. Okay, what was the question again?
He's
Where
trying
are
to
the crew?
find the
Where are the crew who are here?
Okay.
Money.
Yeah. One of them mentioned that he was one of the crew the other day.
You're still looking for trade. You're looking for a job.
He nods. Says, many of us still consider what you paid us pay for a job.
How many are you? Is your clan?
We have 20 with us here now,
How many are battle ready?
all of us.
I'm going to pay I'm going to arrange a time at the bar later tonight. At this bar later tonight, and I'm going to give him a decent pay for
Okay, whatever.
for
Decent.
mercenary work. Yeah, arrange a time early at the bar later tonight to discuss things.
Okay. All right, he agrees to these terms.
And I'm going to ask him if he's seen Eldar in this city.
He kind of looks at the other recruit for a minute, and they'll kind of look back and forth while the other ones just says, "We keep thinking we noticed one, but it always seemed faint, distant, like ghost."
At this point, I'll take out like the pict of the elder. Does it look at all? Does it all look similar to this one?
One of them kind of chirps in agreement and says that yes, that is the one. We do recognize the colors being one of the Corsair bands. I couldn't say which. Do not pay much attention to Eldar things.
Thank you. We'll speak with you later tonight.
Okay, and that they take their leave.
And we're gonna head back home and keep an eye out for the Elder.
Yep.
Oi, what's the birds people doing here? Terrible orc.
I think you just.
Hey man,
what's this
Logan doing over here?
No, you already gave orcs an accent, and it was a.
And they're all Jamaican now. All the Xenos are Jamaican. The Tau Empire is a horrible place to live.
It's just,
But they got the
Cronus
best weed,
Expanse.
man.
The Cronus Expanse, just the Jamaica of space,
The monkey man.
Yes.
The monkey bumper clutch.
You'll think this is weed. I'll show you the real ganja, man.
Oi,
You
man.
gotta get
we
the
want-
real good juicy bits.
Oi, man. We want them teeth.
Get the teeth, I got the real flash bits.
Okay. Do you want me to re-roll an awareness or?
No, you're good. It notices the Eldar a couple more times. Just kind of, it seems like it keeps tabs on you every 20 to 40 minutes or so, kind of randomizing the exact interval. But
One of the moments it notices us, I'm going to stealthily put the note behind a trash can or something. I'm going to hide it.
Yeah, I guess if you're trying to throw out something, but it missed the trash can.
No.
No, he wants to purposely be seen putting it there, but yeah.
I'm going to be stealthy enough that fucking random passerbys aren't going to notice, but an Eldar who's paying attention to us would definitely notice.
Ah, okay.
They do a roll for that, Sovik?
no, I'd say just because the fact it's actively been monitoring you, it would notice
Okay.
enough to be like, oh, okay.
And then we're just gonna head on our way.
Where did you say for the Eldar to meet us, though? Did you tell it to come to the house?
I did not tell it to meet us anywhere.
Oh, okay.
The Eldar has been keeping tabs on us for the past few days. The Eldar knows how to meet us.
The
If
Eldar
it wants
knows
to
how
meet
get
us,
in
it will
touch.
meet with us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're heading back. I guess I come down the stairs to see what's going on. I assume we have stairs in our house.
Yep. So you come down the sort of tower-like structure you've been staying in. And at which point you do see Oberst and Lady Ash coming out of their little meeting. She's got her few soldiers with her. There seems to be a few of your ship's personal house soldiers watching as well, just to make sure that everything's behaving.
Good. I come down the stairs and I go, "Good, you're here. We have news. And I'm sorry to spring this on you, but a question of what might be your loyalty, which has been good so far, but we met your former captain. He lives." What's her reaction?
She stays pretty pensive. And when she replies, she says, Oberst had mentioned that you said the captain was alive. I consider him captain no longer. He left me and my men to die, whereas you and your captain came to our rescue. You could have simply waited for us to die and the orcs to move on.
Fair enough. That is all I was worried about there. But besides that, the implication that we might be able to spring a trap on this asshole who tried to kill us.
She nods. Yes, he is cautious in the sense that he'll only ever meet on his own ship on the bridge, but I can get you at least that far, onto a ship and to the bridge. The rest would be up to your own skill and planning, but I can at least arrange that much.
Have you ever seen his warrant of trade?
I have never seen it personally, but I know that he keeps it on the stasis vault in his ship.
That's all the information I really needed to know on the location, anyways. Well, so, are you in agreement of this? Do you have no feelings of discomfort of killing this man?
None at all. He is something of a lowlife, even among lowlives. Even his own crew barely follow him, only out of fear.
That's more to the point of what I would like to talk about. What do you know of him? What is his manner of
He puts
dress?
on the
What manner of dress? What is his manner of weaponry? What does he like to show off?
He's never anywhere, as far as I've ever seen him in the dealings we used to have with him a number of years ago, without his sword and bolt pistol. I know from security briefings that he often keeps a hidden blade on him as a last resort should someone try to disarm him before a meeting. As I understand, there was an incident regarding this, which is why he only ever meets on his own turf anymore. But he always keeps his bolt pistol and sword on hand. He tends to dress in fineries and put on airs, but it doesn't take much to anger him and take off the thin veneer of civility he pretends to have.
From the picture we've seen, he seems to have had ample cybernetics and implants. Was this out of necessity or out of want? Do you know?
He uses it mostly, at least from what Hadrick and myself and our former colleagues on his Hadrick ship could ever determine. It was more of a status thing in his eyes. To have expensive cybernetics set him apart from others as a man of wealth and means.
So these are status symbols to him, not necessarily things that he needed or things to improve himself.
Correct. I believe some of them may serve a minor function here or there, simply to replace whatever organ that was once there. I do believe his respirator does serve some function in beyond just allowing him to breathe, but I also know it is easily detachable for being able to consume food, and that underneath the mask his face is fairly pristine. So I'm not even sure if it's truly cybernetic or just something he puts on to affect the airs of having gone through such augmentations.
That is very interesting. So they may be just fake, a facade.
Or at least skin deep.
I'm curious. Does he seem like the type of person that would... You've already said he's very prideful. How prideful? Prideful enough to fake implants? That's been the thought here?
I don't know that he would fully fake implants so much as I don't believe the respirator itself is an implant. I do know he has replaced his eye with a cybernetic one in part of his face.
Okay.
But again, more for show than anything else to show off that he has the wealth to do so. As far as I know, none of it has any sort of improved function.
What about his abilities in combat? What is known? Or is he
He's
the cowardly type to hide behind his men?
He's a capable duelist and a good enough shot with his bolt pistol. Underestimating him has been the fall of many rivals.
Okay. But is he known to... What am I getting at? Is he known to be in the front of the line, or is he known to be in the back?
He tends to stay in the back, but this is not out of cowardice so much as he believes it's his right to let his men die for him.
Fair enough. Well,
This also leads to the morale issue aboard his ship I mentioned.
yeah, see, we've learned he doesn't seem to have that ample of a crew.
He has enough crew for his ship and his other ventures, but certainly the only thing keeping them in line is the thought that he might shoot them if they're not.
Uh, Speaking of those ventures, is he as a hand-off boss? Does he keep? Do we know if he keeps these as like small companies that he just checks in on every once in a while?
He's
What do we know about
He's
these?
he's actually quite direct. He does do all of his own dealings himself. He never lets anyone negotiate at his proxy.
That's good to know. Well, I think we should wait for the others before we can speak of any more. But your offer intrigues us. We very much would like to get this man and get what he has, and maybe put him out of business.
Okay.
And I will wait for the others to come back before I speak.
Okay.
More.
So it's not much longer then before everyone else gets back. You're all in the house together now.
Well, we
I
have.
brought you.
Okay. Well,
The
I have already not only sensed void eel before, but I have eaten it. Do I get a bonus?
There's void eel.
Do I get a bonus to tell which is which with cyan?
I didn't swap him anymore.
Oh, you didn't swap them?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, he didn't swap them.
yeah, it was just it was too unfeasible.
My minor get from eating the void eel. You now know when void eel is in the room.
I mean, that wasn't the only get you got from it. You also got, I think, some insanity points or something, or corruption points.
If you go
No,
out and just start eating it, you might get a lot of renown from
No,
it.
I think you just got
I,
60
I
10 and that
got
was it.
renown among the rogue traders, and I suffered half damage.
But remember, if you eat it and you purposely fail the test you tag, you get a navigator mutation.
That's a 50-50, and you fucking know it. I remember the navigator table. Well, we
So we're
we
gonna
know
force feed
quite-
this shit to Feckward.
no. Okay. We
It does just cause random normal mutations with anyone else.
it also does massive amounts of damage.
I have a Medicaid train.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Medicaid thing, so
Yeah. We are we seem to have a plan. We seem to know quite a bit about this person we're after. The only issue is he will only ever meet on his the bridge of his ship. But we also know that that is around where he keeps his warrant of trade in a stasis vault.
But not on the bridges up, yeah, on the ship.
Yeah, on the ship he keeps it. But we also know that his men apparently the only thing keeping them in line is fear. If he was removed from the equation, they might be willing to just do what we say.
He does have, at this point, Lady Ash does kind of pipe up. He does have a number of loyal enforcers and members of his personal bodyguard troops, but the rest, the general crew, wouldn't really raise a finger unless ordered to do so at gunpoint by any of the more loyal elements.
What is your thought on this, Holt? Should we
Brisk.
should we walk into this?
But
Knowing
mentioned the right hand man.
Yeah.
You
What
know
is,
anything about him, Lady Ash?
Actually, yes, I did actually just make an NPC for him shortly. Yes, his right hand man is an older individual, Malakar. Much like your own captain, he keeps a seneschal at his hand at all times, who is the only person who would ever acted as a proxy in one instance that I know of, when he was too injured to go himself for a particularly lucrative deal. Though, as I understand it, the deal didn't go well, and the man has walked with a crook in his back ever since, but still, for whatever reason, remains steadfastly loyal.
Well, the only way to deal with him is to meet him on his ship. And getting ourselves in there is better than a frontal assault.
how many loyal crew do we know he has? Is it a handful? Is it just a few?
Ship.
Do we know this information, or is this something that we would have to find out once we got there?
He has several hundred bodyguards that would be loyal to him. At least insofar as word got out enough that somebody had had probably incapacitated him in some manner, or some effort would probably be made. But even their loyalty far. His own personal guard and his right hand man would be the only ones you'd really have to worry about, outside of maybe one or two waves of attempts to rescue or anyone who might not know he's dead, if you were to kill him.
For the personal guard, how many do they number?
He usually has between 5 to 7 people with him at any given time, including his right hand man.
Well, that's a lot.
I do want to point out that you guys do have your own soldiers.
Yeah. Holt. Have you what were you guys doing?
We were buying you.
Yeah, that's great. Anything else?
We also bought normal eel.
Good. I'm glad you
Bought eel and more eel.
I'm glad you spent many hours doing eel shopping.
And there was also that cloak, that Elda who followed us. That was about it.
Can we perhaps get them to help us take this fucker down?
Already on it.
Well,
We also have recruits working with us now.
that's good. Lady, how many crew would he allow us to take onto his ship? How does he
We've never really been able to, at least when we dealt with him, roughly a dozen or two were the most that we were able to bring for our own protection.
Okay. So, not counting the
You basically have enough. You could bring all of you plus the crew if you're going to take all 20 crew.
okay.
What kind of ship does he have again?
As
It's
a,
a
as
little
a little raider ship.
What's the class?
The class is
What's the ship make?
it is a Hazaroth class privateer.
Have any of us been on a? I have not. Have any of you been on a Hazaroth class privateer? How large is the bridge?
Have I been on one as part of the battle fleet? That be something that would be part of that or not?
You would not have been on a privateer ship. Those generally aren't used in the battle fleets.
Okay.
You would have spent. You're more familiar with with frigates like the one you're currently serving on than
okay.
you would be with the smaller raider type ships.
Depending on how large the ship is, your eye may be able to take out most of his crew.
Yes. I would like to besides that awful man at the party, I've tried to keep this covered for the most part. I can get my hood down when we go on and try to hide any indication that I have this.
If you just want like base statistics,
No, I just wanted a knowledge of how big and how wide the bridge was.
okay, I was gonna say like if you just want like vague ideas on like the size and general
Is that
crew, like that's something Oberst would does have from just looking up the type of ship he has and the general dimensions.
Yeah, he wants to know the
components.
the bridge. We want to know the bridge so we know what
The
we're getting at.
dimensions of the bridge.
The
usual-
bridge. I don't have the exact offhand. I have the map I'd used for it, but hang on, let me get the measure tool out.
So that's what we want our opening. After negotiations, I pull up my hands, break down. That's what we want our opening act to be. Me to flash them.
An option. We don't know all the pieces on the board yet.
Hang on.
Okay.
It is an option we currently have.
I'm not suffering from any fatigue right now. I already took care of that point, right? I remember using meditation before we got into the.
Now the problem is if
I had
this
maps
trade is
available.
initiated with Feckward, who's to say Haderach won't already mess things up? He's
Haderach.
still alive.
At this point, Elias says Haderach has been adamant never to deal with the man again ever since he ripped him off. It's about 23 meters wide, 17 deep, roughly.
That's not a lot, considering I can flashbang almost all of that.
Now, I would like to point out that this would just be one level of the bridge. Bridges are generally several stories, but this would be the dimensions of any given.
Even a
level
small
bridge.
raider?
Well, the small raider in this case would probably have a 2-level bridge. There'd be the main bridge, and then there'd be like an observation desk above that overlooks the pit bridge where all the actual shit going on is.
In other words, a defensible position if an attack starts.
Yes, but it's a defensible position from an outward attack. It doesn't sound like it'd be defensible if we attack from the inside. Which seems
No,
to be the
if we're
plan.
above them and they begin firing upon us,
Oh, yes.
we will be safe from them.
All right.
As safe as we possibly could.
Well, I think I like this plan so far.
How did Feckward contact Hatterack when they did do dealings, Lady Ash?
He usually would simply send somebody to meet with him by simply just sending a messenger over to his ship saying if they wanted to meet. Conveniently, my men do still have their uniforms from his ship.
Speaking of which, do we have someone who can stand in place of your former captain?
I don't know that would be necessary. As I said, the man's very prideful. He would wait for you to come to him. He probably wouldn't even know that anything was amiss until you came onto the bridge.
Okay. Well, I am okay with this. I have used this eye many times before. I am not against it. I would think we would want to all be ready, and all be rested, and be at our best.
I'm right. He would actually only have a 1-level bridge.
Yeah.
It's your type of ship that would probably only have the 2-level bridge.
Yeah. Since it would be yeah, that's even better.
Yeah.
Do more prep work, but I feel like we should probably get this filler story moving.
Yeah. I say we rest for a day, make the contacts, see if we can see what the contacts are that are coming to us, and then act. What do you think?
I have dealings to go meet with the crew later tonight.
All right.
I'll get them to join us in taking him out. Men, reminder: do not kill him. He may have his warrant of trade stasis locked with a gene lock or something of the sort.
Well,
everyone else can die, however, except for his crew members.
I will say that apparently many people who have tried to take him out have underestimated him by going after him with soft hands. We can try our best, but we may have to kill him.
Very well, but currently, best case scenario is that he's incapacitated.
Well, I'm gonna go back up and rest some more so I can get my full rest, and then we have a plan.
I'm going to head out at night and try to go back to the crew bar.
Okay.
The bar near Xeno Town, which is a horrible idea, but let's do it.
The Xeno bar.
Do you require
just for the
assistance?
record.
doesn't like you. My friend doesn't like you.
Thank you, Ethan.
Look,
My friend
Just for the-
thinks you're a Soggen Grot.
Just for the record, Sovik, me coming down for less than an hour and talking to people, you're not gonna say that is going to interfere with me getting a full rest.
Oh, I assume we were doing this while you were in bed.
Oh.
We were talking
Saul
near
Yeah.
leaned
bed.
over his sick bed.
Yeah. No, it seems silly that I would have to literally be in bed for 24 hours.
His
You'd be,
bedpan slowly filling up.
yeah. I'm just,
With that
I don't
weird
know how
green-
I don't know how this game treats it, so I just wanted to ask. All right, I'm gonna put myself back to full health.
If you wish to accompany me, Matthias, you can, but I know this town. I can move on my own through it.
Alrighty. I'm just offering just in case the Eldar decided to make another appearance.
I can keep myself aware, Matthias.
Alrighty then. And be Good
I
luck.
think that's his polite way of saying I want to go alone.
No, it's my polite way of saying let's stack them up. I probably have the better awareness roll.
Oh, very much so. I very much doubt his is a 21.
Okay. All right. So if anyone
I'll be
has anything else to do, that's fine. If not, then I guess we're going to the Xeno bar.
And it's just playing that one song over and over again.
I mean, if you're really worried, Matthias could always just send his servo skull with him, just to keep an eye on it.
I could.
Okay,
Alright.
Holt's leaving because apparently no one.
I guess no one got
Yeah.
anything.
Holt's gone.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's nothing else to really do, and Holt made it clear he wants to go alone.
Okay. All right. So you head out. Everyone remembers what the Kroot looked like. Yeah, you go to the bar.
I am Groot.
Yeah, you get over to the bar. Some of the Kroot are there for the deal. There's not as many humans here as some of the other bars, so there's certainly still the most memorable thing. There's the Kroot that you're there to meet with, and a looks like an orc with a hat and a little squig on his shoulder sitting in the corner.
He's not. Is he sitting with the group?
He's not sitting with the Kroot, but he's sitting near the Kroot.
Swear to God, if he throws monkey wrench in my plans.
God damn it, we didn't bring a big enough hat.
Thing. Just a stupid thing.
Groot can be trusted. I'm not fucking doing deals with orcs.
You don't have a big enough hat.
Yeah, no,
You just
you-
wanted
you
a chance to
see
show
this
off
guy-
a freebooter. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, this guy's just off in the corner, just so I can show off a freebooter with a little squeak on his shoulder.
He just wanted to show the picture.
I did. I saw the picture when I was looking for shit earlier.
Fair enough. Yeah, he looks trustworthy. What are you talking about, Flux? He doesn't look like he'd turn on you in a second and put on a captain hat and say, "I'm captain now."
He's already wearing the captain hat. That's how you
Yes.
can trust him. It's the squig you gotta watch out for.
Yeah, the Squig wants to be a captain.
Captain Squig. Anyway, so so you meet with the Kroot. They kind of saddle up into a booth with you.
You know the man named Feckwood. He's known in the cold trade.
We know of him.
Have you any allegiances or prior
We
dalliances
not
with
had any
Feckwood?
good dealings with him. He does not pay well, if he pays at all.
Then that makes us easier. How would you be interested in assaulting and killing Feckwood?
You didn't think a Kroot could smile, but you're pretty sure the Kroot are smiling.
There's a lot of cricket
It's,
cracking.
it's very disconcerting, actually.
It's like, wow, we've been waiting for this dream job all this
There's
life.
like a fleshy, just like stretching sound. You're like, I think he might be smiling.
It's one of those cases where it's like, wow, I didn't realize I was going to get paid to do something I'd like to do. Let's do this.
We would do it for half of what you paid.
We will be initiating a deal with Feckwood. You would be accompanying us under the pretense of being our bodyguards. Once we get on his ship, we kill his crewmates. We incapacitate Feckwood to have something that we want from him taken. And then, if you have anything you wish to do with him, you can do so. But we will be killing him in the end. Does that sound agreeable?
This is agreeable.
Metagaming here, Flux. Maybe tell them about the eye guy so they don't stand in his gaze. But hey,
Well, I plan to have it arranged correctly.
Do I
All right.
plan to have it arranged? What?
I plan to have things arranged correctly. They're going to be flanking us.
Yeah.
Not in front of or beside us. I'm going to pay them and then tell them to meet. Well, we don't know when fucking Lady Ash is going to get our meeting set up, are we?
I was assuming
I'm
we
going
could
to
have-
assume that that's just been kind of vaguely defined.
I was assuming we were gonna have everyone meet at the house and wait.
Yeah,
to see if
I'm not
the
having
Eldar-
20. I'm not having 20 crew. Well,
Just show up at the house.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not having 20 crew show up at the house.
Yeah,
Well-
we saw Animal House. We know what's gonna happen.
Fair enough.
You know, let's say 2 days from now is when the meeting would be probably.
Yeah.
2 days from now at the docks. 2 days from now at the docks, we'll go onto the ship and deal with this sordid mess once and for all.
Okay. With that, they nod and they take their leave if there's nothing else.
Awareness check. I didn't say it. I was speaking in crew. Is that assumed correctly? Can we assume that?
I
I've
can
been
go with it.
speaking in crew the whole time.
Yeah, you were speaking recruit the whole time.
How do I tell if an orc knows crew?
You have to do like an insight check.
I have
to see if
to
the orc
assume
was
The
following.
orc doesn't know crew.
Oh, what is it? You'd have to do an inquiry to see if he was.
That
following
involves
the
talking to the
conversation.
orc. I'm not talking to the orc.
No, it would even be inquiry just to see if he was following the conversation.
I'm going to
You
do an
don't-
awareness check to notice if the orc.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not entirely sure, but you think he's just passed out drunk this whole time.
What
Uh,
about
the only thing that, in fact, after a moment of watching, you notice that the only thing moving is the squig.
What's the squig doing?
It's just kind of like hopping around impatiently on the shoulder, like. Kind of gnaws on his hat for a bit, and he kind of like swats it off, and it goes flying across the bar. That toddles back over.
Can you show me the picture again? I want to know if I may or may not want the hat.
Yeah, hang on, let me get you that picture.
You want to steal an orc merc's hat?
This isn't going to happen a lot. Sometimes you got to have fun. Nah, that's a big
That-
hat.
That was
The
amazing.
coolest
Yeah,
thing
no,
on that picture is the squig's eye patch. I'm not putting my hand near a squig.
You're not going near a squig. No matter how well trained it may or may not be.
Yeah, it looks to you as food.
I'm going to head back to the. I'm going to take a little bit longer and take a more circuitous route, but I'm going to head back to the house,
Okay.
keeping my eye out.
Okay. As you kind of get nearer to the house, you do hear kind of a rustling behind you. And then it's gone.
Going to speak in Eldar, friend or foe.
Very like distantly, as if it's been walking away, you just hear, depends on you.
It's your chance.
I'm going to say in Eldar again, friend or foe, and then append to the end to Feckward.
Foe.
I am also foe to Feckward. Are you interested in killing him?
I am more interested in keeping him away from what you all seek.
Our plan will do that as well. But I would assume that would also try to keep us away from what we seek, correct?
What the witches planned to reveal must not be found by Monkai.
Does that mean it can be found among Krook?
There's a lot of profit in what the witches plan to reveal. I could turn eyes away from it, but I'd need a better haul.
I will speak with the others. I make no promises. And you just hear the rustling again.
I'm just going to walk back to the house.
Alright, you're back at the house.
The regicide pieces just keep moving. My true plan was to take over the ship and sell to the Corsairs.
Use 7th Day for Monkai ships.
Played Battlefleet Gothic. I want that slip and slide drifty shit.
Yep.
Deja vu.
Well, I'm going to return to the house. Is anyone awake?
I would be awake by this point. I'm sitting in one of the chairs reading a book.
Yeah, I'd say at this point it's probably like either just after or at dinner time.
What are you doing out of bed? Your wounds are going to reopen. Get back in bed.
I have been resting all day. I am reading a book. I am not sleeping anymore.
Reading could
Have
get
your
my
medic. Get back in
actually
bed.
have a question. Neotag, do you have literacy?
Yes.
Okay. That's something I realized I haven't been enforcing is whether or not anyone actually has literacy.
You can read the book in bed. You're no good wounded.
This chair is as comfortable, if not more, than the bed. You should really sit in it sometime.
Too busy. Grutor. Matthias. You awake?
Beep poop. Yes.
You realize how good it is that Diplo wasn't here this week, or he totally would have tried to steal that squad.
Yeah, he totally would have.
Did Lady Ash stay at the house?
She did.
Okay.
I am awake, Holt.
Minus the one person she sent off to try and fake this deal, but
Either of you know if Obrist and Lady Ash are awake as well?
I saw Oberus earlier, but I don't know if he's awake. He was up all night. Well, part of the night, getting us that information.
He's an old man. He needs to sleep. We can discuss this in the morning.
Okay.
Night. And Holt's going to head to bed.
okay.
Okay then.
Nobody else has any
I
nighttime
was
ventures.
going to ask.
I'm gonna eat a bit, read some more of the books we have in the house, and then go and reluctantly get a couple more hours of sleep before the morning.
What are you going
I am not gonna eat the eel.
to do? Damn it.
It looks so tasty.
No.
It's a great question.
I'm
Nom,
going
nom,
to
nom.
have the equivalent of chicken, pan fried with a bit of sweetener, whatever passes for broccoli, and some bread.
You have a Groxburger.
Yeah.
I'm
there.
not sure that's Mechanicum approved. Oh man. Alright. I guess we'll just go ahead and skip to the morning.
Alrighty then.
Right back.
Yeah, I was about to say, we've been playing for an hour, almost 2. Want to take a 5-minute break?
Yeah, let's take 5.
Yeah. All right, we'll take 5. I'll be back in a minute.
So do we all go to rest, or?
Yeah, I guess
Everyone
want
to
to
bed,
sleep.
and we're taking 5 right now.
Okay.
He sadly leaves his eels uneaten.
Damn it.
Let's just try mixing it with his morning coffee.
Grind it up a bit.
Yes, grind it up.
I don't like how wrinkly that squig is. It's supposed to be smoother from what I've seen.
Yeah. Must be an oldie.
Maybe think of prune face from the Mud Chicken.
Maybe it's an old one.
Old grizzled squig.
I was trying to figure out what the thing is on the back of his chain axe. Because I see the spike, but what's that next to the spike? Like, I don't get what it is.
I don't know what it is either, and it looks like
It's like a
both
telephone.
mechanical and muscle. I know what I feel it is. It might be a bundle of cords.
That's weird.
It might be like a bundle of power cords, like running into it.
It's very weird.
It is weird because orcs don't
Chain
usually
weapons,
have.
yeah, chain weapons never seem to need that much.
Unless you're talking like Terminator size shit. And I look at this picture and it's like all the things Dipple would want to steal. He'd want that chain axe, probably want that claw. Want that squig, he'd want that hat.
He's gonna try to fuck up my dealings with the Eldar. I know it. I'm not gonna let him. I am perfectly fine with fucking backstabbing every other rogue trader in this adventure, and then giving the profit to the Eldars if the Eldars have something of equal profit. Should ask the orc if he liked Feckward or not. Bring in all the race to just fuck up Feckward.
I mean, you still got a couple days.
Post a sign outside Xenotown. Hey, you like Feckward? Fuck off. You dislike Feckward? Come and see me. We can kill him.
Just put out a general call. Fucking up Feckward. Here's where.
It's one of those fucking like flyers with the little tear off bottoms. Give me a call.
Right next to the guitar lessons.
1-800 kick Feckward in the dick. The moment you mentioned cold trade, I'm like, bingo.
So looking at the picture of what I think is Lady Ash, doesn't seem like she's wearing anything other than purity seals.
What?
Page 392 in the book.
I still got her token. Let me just.
She's got a corset on as well.
Well, at least for the lower half, it doesn't. It looks like it's just purity
Yeah,
seals.
it's a dress made of purity seals. You got a
Just looks
problem
like a fucking hassle.
with that? It's how she keeps her psyker abilities in check. Too many purity seals to use them.
And her weird, stupid helmet. Like, what the?
I don't know what's up with the hell.
Everything else, I'm like, okay, that works. And then the helmet, I'm like, why? That's reductive to the whole rest of the outfit.
I think they're supposed to be like goggles or something, like scout goggles. I don't know.
That's a sci-fi scout goggle where one side, only one eye is.
It's our photo visor. So
Yeah.
Where one side is actually a camera and the other side is actually for your eye.
It is amazing that good craftsman clothing is primarily purity seals.
Right. So here's a question: is any of the gear we got would have been gotten by now? Since it's been about 4 days before the raid. 4 or 5 days.
Let me take a quick handy dandy look at my notes. Yeah.
just need 2 more pictures and we can fill up this whole fucking map.
Yes, we can.
I'll go right here. Hold on.
Okay. I feel like I was supposed to remember what that was. I don't remember what it was. I just marked it as fluxes 4 days.
Flux, what would you have gotten that was 4 days?
Because I feel like it was like a last minute thing. I couldn't think of like how to spell, so like fluxes. Oh wait, no, did 2 of you get combat shields?
No,
Or
I got 2.
exterminators?
I got 2 combat shields. Yeah, I got 2 combat shields. In
Okay,
the
because
Exterminator.
those were going to be ready in 5 days.
So can I say I have those?
Yeah, you'd have them by the time of the meeting.
All right, and that means each arm now has 7 AP, and the body has 7 AP. That's how it's gonna fucking work. I think. Was so we have the Exterminator cartridges as well?
No.
Okay, I thought you said the Exterminator cartridges and the shields.
I don't remember what I got those. Hold on, let me take a look at my sheet.
Hang on. Everything I've written down. Wanted a bolt pistol. Xenomesh cloak.
Could
Body
have been all the
glove.
Wide Awake. The Wide Awake was like the easiest thing I got.
Wide Awake was 1 day. So yeah, you got the Wide Awake.
Was it
The
the
Exterminator cartridges were common, so I would imagine the Combat Shield and Exterminator cartridges were gotten around the same time.
Damn it, I wrote into the header of this fucking paper I used for the day of the Exterminator because I wrote D5 and then 1Y.
Why did you write 1 year?
I don't know. Fuck it, you have the Exterminator cartridges.
Matthias, will you equip each of my gun with one of these, please? Is Kiri here?
Gary.
Yeah?
I was role playing. Matthias, will you equip each of my guns with one of these?
Yes, I will.
So now I need to look up hand flamer for damage and what it does. Yes, you take over the territory. I don't care. I'm actually trying to do things. Anything else? Because not everything was rare or scarce.
Is there a specific role?
Frankly, most of it's going to be ready, like, when you leave.
123.
may have just been the advanced med kit. That may have been the thing I.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the last thing you said. Yeah, now I remember. So you
Okay,
have
yeah,
the
so
advanced
it's
med
kit.
kit going into this. Okay. Which actually is really good because it gets like super bonuses, doesn't it?
Plus 10.
Oh, I thought the advanced gives a plus 20. The normal med kit gets a plus 10. I may be wrong. I'll look real quick. I'm around that area in the book. Come on, load book. Damn you. To tools. Here. Advanced med kit. No, where is it? Well, it's not in here. It might have been in another thing. I'm wrong.
It's in
Or,
hostile. Give me a second.
oh, okay. And I'll go back to looking at what hand details for hand flamer. Flame weapon.
Yeah, it's a plus 20, and other people can use it even if they don't know Medicaid. So I have that now. Okay, cool.
Alright.
So are we having breakfast?
Yes, we're having
That's briefing time.
Yeah, we're prepping. I'm prepping by having Matthias put exterminator cartridges on both of my guns.
And I'll do that.
The smell of oil isn't very conducive to a decent breakfast, Matthias.
I will do
No,
it
I mean,
outside.
I mean,
I'll do it
It
in the
might be
workshop.
for you, but. So I had a discussion with the crew last night. They have agreed to help us take out Theckward.
Okay.
Has anyone ever told him his name sounds like an insult?
Like I want to. We just sitting at the table and you just say that out loud. Does
Yeah.
anyone act? Does the
Like,
does
is that
does
like a
Lady
no
or
thing?
Oberus say this to tell us? I would actually like to know.
Like, it's not just me, right? It sounds like an insult. Feck
It
word.
does.
Like, you
Yeah, it
call someone a
does.
feck word.
Yeah, no, they kind of stop and think for a minute, like, oh, oh God, Flux, what have you done? I was tapped out watching JoJo memes, so I was waiting for us to get back going.
Send you the fish. Zooming in the sea. Blah, blah, blah.
I like how the one side looks like a smiley skull.
Okay.
That's not here nor there. Either way, the crew will be helping us take out feck word. They'll be coming on the ship as our bodyguards.
This is good.
Orator said yes.
There's about 20 of them, which is
I do
fine.
not want to talk about
The Eldar will not be joining us taking out feck word. Well, they might, but nothing in an official capacity.
What does the Eldar want? Why were they being followed? Why are we being followed?
It seems to have some interest in the witches. So it's probably probably keeping an eye on the other. Nothing that I heard, but it's probably keeping an eye on the other contestants as well.
Okay.
I wasn't interested in picking its brain in the middle of the night.
In the dark, alone.
Yes.
Speaking of the meeting last night, by chance were you at all followed?
By the Eldar, yes. Nothing else that I noticed.
But we have confirmed the Eldar is not keeping tabs on us for this feck word, then.
No.
At least. Okay.
That actually reminds me, Kiri, have you actually shown anyone else the photos of the Eldar?
Let's see. I showed the Groots. I showed.
Did you show us? Would you have showed us during this?
I
practice?
think I would have. I would like to think I would have. In case I haven't, here's the picture of the Eldar, and it also showed to our host.
We're the host.
Fucking
Technically, yeah.
Block.
Oberus.
No more.
Stop it.
No, we need to keep this up and then tell Diplo nothing.
Yes.
I wanted to put a hold on the boobs, but I can't.
But actually, both Oberst and Lady Ash do seem to recognize something about the photo. They noticed the colors being worn under the cloak, and believe that this is a member of the Twilight Swords Corsairs, who, unlike most Corsairs in the region, are actually known for keeping close ties to one of the Eldar groups of the area.
Interesting.
So it's in 2 days. If you could set up a meeting in 2 days at the docks or on his ship, Lady Ash.
I'll have my men working on that.
Now we're taking the crew with us. Are we taking any of our own men, or are we just going to?
I'm taking the crew.
Yes, it seems a better idea. Maybe. We
Now,
take-
Lady Ash, Feckward, would he be the man to open comms with Haderach after setting up a meeting with Haderach?
He likes to keep his meetings discreet.
So we can be assured that
Fairly
he
certain
most
that
likely will not verify with
he wouldn't-
Haderach.
He wouldn't try to verify now.
Very well. You said none of us need to be. We wouldn't need to be disguised as Haderach to get on the ship.
No, his men, at least the ones that would be at the door, probably aren't even the same ones that were there the last time I met them. I'd be surprised if any of those were even still alive, given the attrition rate of his crew.
Did Haderach do one-on-one meetings, or did Haderach himself meet with Feckward, or would he send an envoy?
Haderach at first would send envoys, but had a habit of not coming back alive whenever they displeased Feckward, which is one of the reasons why Haderach deals with him.
But an envoy being sent in Harak's place after a long absence of dealings.
Would
The
only
first
seem
envoy.
prudent.
Yes. So we can display ourselves as envoys of Harak.
Don't even have to pretend then. That's good. I mean, we
We
still have
would
to
need to
pretend.
pretend to be envoys of Harak.
Yeah, we wouldn't have to pretend to be. Yeah, that's what I was thinking at. Is there
Does your-
anything?
Does your skirt get cold, Lady Ash? Never had a chance to ask, but it's
She just kind of looks at you confused. My skirt?
kind of crumply every time you walk.
My seals?
Yes.
I do have leggings under here.
Fair.
Laura said, so yeah,
I'm just gonna
thanks.
take-
But she kind of just like very unashamedly just kind of like parts like the seals. Like, no, like look, I'm wearing like actual like short shorts under here.
Okay. Very well. So if you could set up that meeting, be very thankful. We can deal with this business.
Yes.
Okay.
Get on to our race.
All right, I need to see if there's any special things the flamer has. Flame. That's it. Okay. Cool.
Now, I believe someone hasn't taken his daily voidial medicine. It's the only way he's going to heal.
You.
Grind them up into little pellets.
But please enjoy this fine cup of recaf.
Do I sense
Can I interest
void
you in some of those sticks?
Can I sense? All right, I'm going to explain this to both of you. Since I had that unfortunate eating of the eel, I can sense where it is from now on. So I just take the cup of coffee and I look at it.
You
and I go,
actually, you only can sense where whole eels are. You can't actually.
Fuck
sense ground
you.
eels.
I'm
No,
going, I'm going to try.
That
Everyone
that,
uses
I'm
that
void-
will
going
need
to
no, that
insist I
that will
get-
need a check.
I'm going to insist I get some sort of bonus since I am acquainted with it.
You,
I
you
will
are,
send-
you're gonna get a flat 0. Is what you're gonna get.
Fuck you.
It's like Fugu. I've removed the void sack.
6.3 degrees of success, motherfucker.
All right.
Do I know it's in the cup?
Never put anything in
You
your
do.
cup.
Yeah.
Okay. If I can sense the
Just
eel.
eel
Oh
milk.
God, no! Stop it. No more Blub Man. That
Um,
one's dead.
I have nothing I want to do the other 2 days, so if we wanna.
Yeah,
Anyone else
I
doesn't.
would be waiting on equipment if any came in. Other than that, I would be making sure all my weapons are ready to go, making sure I have on the best equipment I have for the moment.
Yeah, it's just waiting for the equipment for me as well.
Unfortunately, I still have to wear the flak helmet because the best quality Xenomesh thing is helmet
It doesn't
is not-
cover you.
It doesn't come till near the end of the 2 weeks because it's very rare. So, all right.
Senatorship flubs.
Sure, why not? We got nothing else to do then. And
All right, we're gonna go straight to skipping ahead to our little journey.
Yep.
Is there anything I don't know, Warhammer? Is there anything we can do to psych ourselves up to make it where we're more able to react quicker? Is there anything
Yes.
like that?
Eat these 3 voidials.
No.
It's called drugs.
I would. No, I was thinking. That's fair. No. All right. Let's go.
I don't have any drugs to solve that problem.
We do have these eels, though.
Well, we don't know exactly what the eels will do. They might help. Try them.
This is getting annoying. I am not trying that god awful shit again.
There's nothing stopping any of the rest of you from trying
Is
it.
this going to let my creative voidials go to waste? To
I
good
mean,
Then
money out of our ship for-
You're welcome to eat them yourself.
Right, I'll show you it's fine and safe.
I
Nom.
wonder if
Okay, you feed it the void eel. Let me get the rules.
We
for the
are
Freudian
about
guy.
to go into combat, you idiot!
I wonder if the squig would have liked to avoid you.
All right, Kiri, get minus 30 toughness check.
Oh.
All right, you get 1d10 points of damage.
I thought it was success that was the damage.
Oh, yeah, no, sex is the damage. So you get a mutation.
All right.
Are mutations okay for tech priests?
Mutations aren't okay for anyone. So I
If it
believe that's a
can be
1d. That's a 1d100, I think.
Yeah. Kiri, roll with me 1d100. Let us see what fate decrees for you.
Are we about to have a tech priest?
Oh, well then. Fuck.
Remember Mr. Flub Flub? You got his malformed hands. Your hands have fused to the slab like your weapon skill, ballistic skill are both reduced by 10, and you take a minus 20 penalty to any test requiring fine physical manipulation.
Maybe you burn a point and
Oh,
reroll.
fine. Yeah. It's unlikely. Can I burn a fate point to reroll
Yeah,
that?
you can reroll that. Ooh, a 9. You got
That's
tough
nice.
hide. You got
Natural
natural
armor.
armor 2 trait from dead skin and thick scar tissue.
Okay, I can work with that.
Oh, thank God.
It's really like the only one that doesn't make you a freak.
I mean, he's covered in hide and scar tissue now.
Yeah, but he's also a tech priest, so he's already covered in like a cloak.
He's already covered in hide and scars.
Where exactly in the sheet would that go?
Under mutations, you just put tough hide.
And you look it up in the traits, right? No.
Then natural armor you'd put under trait, yeah.
Yeah.
Natural armor 2 trait. I believe you have another set of eel already made up. If somebody anyone else wants to try the mutation gambit.
No.
So basically, it's like an additional +2 to my damage resistance.
Could be a dick and make Diplo eat if I'm not.
All right.
Clear if it stacks. But
You know, just for the sake of argument, let's just say for the sake of argument, he did. What does
No,
he
let's.
the thing is, there's one really bitchin' mutation I want, Shadowkin, but other than that, they're all.
He also
fuckers.
would have gotten tough hide if that 6 was his roll.
Well, let's head out and stop mutating ourselves.
Hey, Matthias, did you roll your 1d for damage?
No,
Or was it
damage is
no
only if you succeed.
Okay.
If you fail, you mutate. If you succeed, you take damage.
You're probably going to start mutating over the night. Gotcha. Well, we head to the docks.
All right.
We find our recruit contingent of bodyguards.
All right. And you make your way over to the bridge of his ship. Let me just do.
Envoys for Hatterack, here to see Feckward.
All right. They let you in. And they lead you through the ship to the bridge.
All right. So as we're walking in, we're coming in from one of these entrances.
Yeah,
correct?
you're coming from those 2 entrances. These 2 things here are kind of like raised consoles that you can't really go through, so you'd have to go up and around.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
getting at.
yeah, somewhere over here is where
This is
you
a-
would.
what I'm getting at is this
gather.
is a very defensive position for us, since we're going to be on this end, and they're going to be stuck in this area. Right. My character.
Swear to God, if this fucker has never read a trade.
He's never let anyone see it. It's always been a lie. We would get close. Let me see. Yeah, let me measure something out here. Yeah, we'd be about. No, I wouldn't get that close, but okay. You're gonna be in my range.
Roughly, where do you want to recruit?
How you doing? I mean,
You want to
like,
recruit kind of a formation, or
yeah, have them like.
Have them.
Have 'em, like, in 9. Have them in like 9 by 3x3 blocks.
Yeah, and have at least enough of them that they're watching the entrances. Oh, you want them like that? Okay.
And move them back like 2 squares.
Yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna position myself in the range of it. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely.
And you got
And I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just keeping my head tilted down for right now. You could have one of the crew with us. That way, the others are. It's more even if you want.
I had one too many.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. And I'm not saying a word. I'm waiting on Holt's signal. On the way here, I would have said that, by the way, Holt. You know that I am waiting on your signal to act.
Greetings. I have been sent here by my most magnificent lord, Haderach, to reopen negotiations and working deals with you, Edward.
Yes, I see you've come quite armed. So
Well.
many recruit necessary.
After our last deals broke off, Haderach felt it necessary to re-begin negotiations from the baseline. So, armed envoys before we goes back to a personal level.
Hmm.
You can understand his side of things. Right?
Yes. You kind of see like an eye twitch on this one like normal eye. Yes, I suppose I can.
Oh, he almost blew up that insult. Okay, he's that easy.
So, what can I do for good old Haderach?
We're actually interested in teaming up to either split the deals of this race with the witches, or at least hinder the competition.
Let me check something. I think.
Haderach did make it in.
Okay, I was gonna say, is Haderach the one that got dicked? Because one guy got dicked out because of you guys.
No, Haderach made it in. He offered up. You said a moon.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see the guy who didn't get in.
Haderach offered up a moon and was like, "Bam, okay."
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to double check that. Is indeed an interesting proposition. Less competition is always good. Of course, I don't know how well I can trust Haderach these days. I've heard he's been much more, shall we say, untrustworthy than when we used to deal.
What's your character's name, Neo? You never put it down on your character or your thing, or you
Oh,
always use the tag. It's like
it's,
Jolo or something.
It's God. You know, you're asking me. It's Java.
Java. Okay. You know what? There's no need to discuss this. Haderach already gave us explicit instructions. Jalo, open fire.
That's a 6.6 degrees of success. Flashbang everyone in front of me.
Okay.
Unexpected.
Wow. That's let's take care of these arms.
That's a spicy meatball.
What was it? Willpower.
Yeah, it's well,
It's
first thing they have
consistent.
first they have to do a 20 toughness. What it is was it?
Well, no, they have to do the willpower test.
Okay.
And was it just a straight willpower test, or
It's
Yeah,
a willpower
modified.
test. I don't take negatives now since I succeeded so much. It's been a while since I looked.
No,
I don't
they
think so. I
have
don't
to
know.
beat yours.
Oh, okay.
So
Good luck.
All right, so they're screwed.
And then
let's
they
do
have
his-
to, then they have to pass a toughness check to become either just dead or take damage.
yeah, negative 20. A negative 10 toughness test, or just outright die. Okay. They suffer 1d10 insanity points and still take the 2d10 plus navigator willpower bonus damage.
2d10
Yeah, for
plus
fluff, they all took 3 insanity.
roll. They took 13 damage that avoids all.
All their shit, yeah.
Yeah.
And then roll 1d5 Neo for how long they're stunned.
Yep.
And
They're stunned for 2 rounds.
okay, so
Hatterack and his thing needs to do it as well, so we'll see what happens.
yeah, no, hang on. So that's health was blank, and now they're
And we'll see how good Crude are at tracking through ships hunting down stragglers. The fucking Red Wedding this bitch.
Well, I mean, that was the plan going forward, was to just open fire with the biggest weapon, close range weapon we have, and see what happens.
I'll use the blue circle to mark how many turns it is.
Yeah, there was an option, but I don't think we really could have gotten any info out of this, so fuck it. I mean, so if anyone actually wanted us to talk with him,
Said no worries.
you
Well, I
should
mean,
make-
you're the only one that was pushing to really talk with him about
Yeah.
the warning trade.
we'll find it on the ship. I was just felt like we should have at least talked to someone. And I'm like, fuck it, we have nothing we need to know of this man.
All right, now his second in command is going to do his will test.
Mainly just hunted down the slaver.
You know that the toll
And he
booth
fails?
scene from Godfather? You're about to see it with Crude.
Oh yes.
Okay, he's going to make his toughness minus 10.
He did. Oh, wow, yeah, no. You've got to beat my 6.6. Even if you succeed,
Okay, well, he's
He's
well,
had better
he's
days.
dead. The right-hand man died in the,
the old,
first.
the old man, the crippled old man seneschal died immediately. Who knew?
I mean, it was just 2
And
days from
now
retirement from him.
He himself failed.
Oh, I was expecting him to. Oh no, he failed the
needs-
willpower.
Now
He
he
did-
needs to make the toughness check.
He hasn't
Yep.
failed. Yeah, he hasn't failed that yet. Okay, I'm sorry.
Flux said YouTube.com. Flux said poor Frickward.
No, I can't dial this back. If he fails this, I can't bring him back. Oh,
Oh
fuck.
boy.
He's dead. Let him go.
So yeah, the two leaders are dead. Their soldiers are stunned. I'm just gonna say any assorted servitors and bridge crew that were caught in that on these consoles are dead.
I'm going to just signal to the crew to take out the standing man. I'm going to walk over to the nearest comms platform.
Ah.
You're gonna
Matthias-
see. You're gonna
Matthias,
see.
check the 2 important bodies.
Yes, I will.
You're gonna see me bend down for a minute. I'm going to essentially get in a meditative pose and spend the next minute to get rid of this fatigue, because I'm gonna say that took a lot out of me to do that. Just fluff wise, that was essentially I unveiled the void in its entirety, not just in a piece.
Yeah. I'm also gonna have these two crew fan out to watch the doors.
Any crew that's not, yeah, the order would be any crew that's not taking out enemies to go check and keep an eye on the door. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So I spend the next minute getting rid of my fatigue.
Do we know what the name of his ship was? Did Oberst supply that with us? To us?
Yeah, it was back over here.
Was it actually the bridge of the Reichisch Pass? Because I would love
No.
for this evil motherfucker to
No,
have the gall-
this was the map for that epic bridge fight with Hadrack you all bypassed.
Oh, okay. Because I
I
would
was
have
like, you know what? Instead of finding like a cool set piece for this fight, why don't I just use the one that I already had that you never used? Chains of Dusk. The ship was
Attention, crew of the Chains of Dust. Feckward is dead. Malakar is dead. Your ship is now under the control of the Aberglass dynasty. Any who turn away their arms will be treated as friends. Any who can supply me with Feckward's writ of trade will be paid handsomely. Our agents will be sweeping through the ship now. Consider your choices wisely. And I'm going to start walking with the crew through the ship.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the other group once a minute has passed. I'm gonna go with the other group around the crew as well.
I'm gonna scavenge
But
the
before I
bodies.
go, I'm gonna have Matthias. Anything on their bodies that seems particularly important?
Do I find anything?
Yeah, hang on. Let me get their inventories up here. Crackwin Feckward himself was only carrying, at the time, besides his fancy garb, a monosword, a mono knife, a best craftsmanship bolt pistol, a thing I'm pretty sure a Diplo wanted and we spent a ton of time and effort to get.
Yep.
Give that to the captain.
4 clips of bolt pistol inferno shells,
Wait, let me see
and
this.
the key cylinder for a stasis vault of some kind.
Bad choice of security, but
Yeah. So that was a best craftsman bolter.
Ship-
What type of
Yeah,
ammo?
best brass bolt pistol with 4 clips of inferno shells.
4 clips inferno shells. And anything else big on him? Sorry, I didn't have my thing up yet.
The mono sword, a mono
that was
knife,
it. Yeah, his mono sword and his mono knife.
and a cylindrical key for a stasis vault.
Yeah,
Matthias, I think Holt would be interested in that key. I say as loud as I can before Holt leaves the bridge.
Holt's going to hold up his hand and he's going to turn around. I can take that, Matthias.
I have the servo skull, hover it, and bring it over to him.
And then I'm going to grab Feckward by his cloak and begin dragging him through the ship. Face
about-
down, full of blood. As
No,
as I
all
escort
right.
the-
I want to explain this because I get it. He is white. His entire body is now white. Any part of him that was flesh has lost all color, and his eyes are completely glazed over white. He may not be bloody, but he is definitely he looks like he died horribly.
he was also, I believe, wearing.
Because I have I would probably take the mono sword. I wanted to have a mono sword.
my boys is what we call.
Feckward was wearing a Xenos heist and flak woven long coat as his armor. 3 body, 2 arms, 2 legs.
Xeno what?
Xenos hide and flak woven long coat. So he's got a leather coat made from Xenos and with bits of flak armor woven into it
Okay.
as a duster, basically.
And it covers the.
It's body, arms, and legs. 3 body, 2 arm, 2 leg.
Oh, I leave that on him. Fuck that.
Stylish.
Fuck you.
And the other guy,
He went into this with next to no armor. He
He
deserves
was-
to die.
yeah, he was wearing flak and carapace armor. His companion. He had a regular bolt pistol, the compact las pistol that seems so prevalent in this fucking game, a shock maul, his fine dynasty uniform, micro bead, 2 bolt pistol clips, crack grenade, filtration plugs, and photo contacts.
So that was a what grenade?
A
Crack.
Okay.
Basically a bunker buster grenade.
And the flak and carapace give what to everything?
That is body 4, arm 2, leg 2.
Keep his fucking armor.
All right, I got the shock maul. Got dynasty uniform, the crack grenade. There was
And everyone else is just the same stupid compact las pistol microbeat assholes you've been killing all along.
Fuck.
I think I
us.
might keep-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fine. I will add because compact las pistols are also apparently rare. I will add those to our armory, but other than that, I am leaving everything else. Fuck that. All right, I will join the rest of them and just. Yeah.
A shock maul is basically a shock mace.
I will take the other body and drag it, since that's what we are doing, and we will just walk through the ship with our things and our crew.
Let me see if
I'm not seeing it in the weapons guide.
the
So
shock
you
ball
didn't.
does 1d10 plus 6 shocking damage. Doesn't have any other abilities or things to it.
So you didn't say it, but how did the crew react to him dying so quickly?
They were surprised, but to them it's just like, well, it's just an easy job now.
We got paid. We got to stand around. Hey, he's already dead.
I can't say I didn't like this. It was an easy job.
All right, so Holt and Java just walk through the ship, essentially seeing how everyone's gonna act. Do we face any resistance?
There's some holdouts from his actual soldiers, but the sheer shock of the crew tearing through everything is kind of destroying morale very rapidly, and people are starting to either run away or just throw down their weapons.
At the moment the weapons leave their hands, they are treated as friend.
I will say
as long as
in
they are not.
I will say in low Gothic the similar thing. Anyone who drops down their weapon, you will not harm them. Anyone who keeps it raised, murder them viciously. And then continue walking. Do you want us to make any rolls?
No, you make your way through the ship. Eventually, one of the crew, one of the more better dressed members of the crew, kind of comes up to Holt with the crew and says, "I can show you where the stasis vault is, sir."
Okay, well, thank you.
Yes.
Lead the way.
He takes you down into the depths of the ship, where he shows you past an area where he has some vaults filled with individuals, likely slaves he's kept for particular deals on his own personal ship instead of one of his slave barges, to one behind a vault door. It says, in there is the stasis vault with his warranted trade.
Are you going to open up the key canister?
Okay, you open up the key canister and use it on the vault. It opens up, and there, floating in the stasis pod, is an ornate piece of paper detailing his warrant of trade.
Can I read it?
It's very, it's pretty standard as far as the warrants go. Very much like the one that your own captain has. You do note that it is definitely not to any sort of Feckward dynasty. In fact, it appears to be to a dynasty called the Cram, who you've never even heard of. And it seems very ancient. He likely stole this off of somebody years ago, and then just kind of
Pass it as his own.
passed it as his own. Yeah.
That's essentially half of what a warrant is. So
Yeah.
it's not like something sketchy he did, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's just
It is taken through gambles, through thievery, through
yeah.
aggression, like we're doing.
Dump block. All that shit.
I like the fact that essentially Matthias has 6 Kroot with him, just essentially bodyguarding him while he stays on the bridge. Meanwhile, all the rest of them are just in two groups going through the ship with us.
I pointed them to say,
It's
have fun and eat them.
Well, do I ever see Holt at
I would imagine eventually you would find your way to the vault if you were to follow the trail of bodies and whimpering.
Is there any is there anything else in the vault besides that's interesting, besides the slaves or the warrant?
You know what? Let me take a little peeky.
Holt, I see you've gotten your prize.
I have. We will be freeing these slaves.
Yes.
We will be giving up the Kroot. The people like weaponry, correct?
Yes.
Do you see anything in here that you prefer? Have at it.
I am actually.
Well, I was actually, Holt, on that front, I would like to look through it first. Anything that I don't deem needed for us, they can have.
Okay.
I think
You
that is
do.
best. They have been paid well already.
There's a number of las weapons in here. You get the idea this was the personal armory of his own bodyguards and everything, as well as
All right,
all
what
arms,
type?
weapons, just regular las guns.
Oh, okay.
Shit you'd have in your armory.
All right. Is there?
You do
anything
notice a
missing?
couple interesting things that seem a little out of place, and it's up to you what you do with this. There appears to be a man-portable las cannon laying against a wall.
Sounds nice.
A melta-gun that's on display,
I will be taking that melta-gun.
and what else might be fun to drop
Man
as a
portable
little-
las
like that.
cannon. It's not. I'm gonna light it down. I'm bringing it, and you can get it if you want it.
And there's a chainsword by the melta-gun.
The captain would probably appreciate this. He was disappointed when we could not, when it was chain axes and not chain swords. You think so, Holt?
Sure.
All right. The rest of it, have at you.
I'm going to walk to the slave cages and use
I'm
my
gonna
melta gun and shoot each of them off.
Yeah,
Each of the
then
locked
I
ones.
will. Yeah, on the other side, I will start freeing slaves as well. I assume they're on both sides of the vault. You said.
Yeah, they're kind of flanking the vault chamber leading up to the main vault that had all the good stuff in it.
Are the crew helping us, or are they actually going for the weaponry? I'm curious.
Some of them are going for the weaponry. Some of them are just kind of watching and guarding.
Okay.
You have been gifted with a second chance at life thanks to the Crab Dynasty today. Use it wisely.
Some of them don't seem to know what to do with that. Some of them look like they're not in too much of a condition to go anywhere. Some do kind of profuse many thanks and run, and a couple kind of look very solemnly around and just kind of stay where they are.
I'm going to turn
Kind
to
of a mix of reactions.
I'm going to turn to the man who helped us. Were you reliant on the income of this ship for any needs, or were you press gang to the service here?
Most of us were press gangsta.
I can offer you employment on our ship if you wish, or you can take your leave with a healthy sum of thrones.
I wouldn't mind a new job. I've grown to enjoy the life,
Very well.
happy as it was under him.
Yes. Yes, we
Yeah.
could always take this ship into our fleet. It'd be a welcome addition.
You will
We'd
have
be
a
more than happy to continue crewing it for you if conditions were to improve.
very
And
well.
it looks he's kind of like half hopeful but not expecting much. and
Well,
kinda
no,
looks
I-
like he's
we
ready
are-
for
we
you to
are-
backhand him.
We already have gotten crew improvements on our ship. We would happily put this one in for some of the same, if that would be to your approval. Better quarters, better crew, better food, that sort of thing.
Much better living practices and operating practices as well. No more
Yes.
slavery. No more press ganging. Gainful employment for any man who wishes it on this ship, and a chance to see the stars.
If that is approval, I would hope you would go and spread this word among the crew. Anyone who'd like to get off now can get off now. Anyone who'd like to stay with the improvements on the ship may stay.
And I'm going to hand him a small sack with a decent amount of thrones in it.
Okay. He runs off to spread the message. Few of the more composed slaves who didn't run off do kind of casually inquires like, "Might we stay? We have nowhere else to go."
What skills do you have?
So many of us were traders and merchants and voidsmen on such ships before we were captured.
Voidsmen
Uh,
can stay. Traders and merchants, I'll tell them to report to Oberst.
Yes.
Okay. The only other people left at this point would just be some of the people who broke down. Most of them seem to be women or children that might have been.
I will
Present.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will go.
You get the feeling they're probably not going to leave unless somebody kind of just like.
Yeah, helping
No.
them to their feet.
Yeah, help them to their feet. I'm going to try and talk soft and say, if you need time, you may stay. We will even set you up with lodgings, but we will give you something to help you get on your feet. But after that, you will need to determine your own path.
Many of them seem to just be thanking the Emperor for you and your rescue, and are just kind of in general levels of shock.
Okay. I assume Holt's doing similar on his side. What's heraldry?
Heraldry. Once when a warrant of trade is given, there's also heraldry for it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some heraldry around. You see that there is a banner that was kind of behind the vault that had the warrant of trade as part of the display. You imagine it belonged to whoever the warrant from. Does it match any of the heraldry that you'd seen throughout the ship previously?
I'm going to get on the how big are Vox? How can I get on a Vox box and talk to Oberus? Would that be
Probably
possible?
not from where you are. Probably no. You'd probably only have access to inner ship Vox from the vault chamber. But
if I went back to the bridge, could I contact him from there?
Yeah, you'd probably have access to a Vox that could contact.
Okay,
outside the ship
I would. I
bridge.
want to contact Oberus and tell him to send crew, supplies, food, clothing, and crowns over. We have captured a new ship for the fleet, and that we need support here.
Okay, you go up and do so, and he makes the arrangements. Contacted him.
Okay. All right. Well,
You've killed this man. You've grabbed his warrant of trade, and got yourself a new ship.
All in all, a good, productive day.
You still got a week and a half
we eliminated a rival.
in 4 days. Granted, it was the easiest one to take out, and the only one you actively knew of. But you know,
well, we know
It's
of
one
another.
less person. to
that's
deal with.
one less person showing up.
We know of another one, but we've kind of agreed. I don't know if we actively agreed to meet in the stars, but we kind of have.
It's kind of like this weird unspoken agreement that you're not going to find station.
Yeah. Like this Vulcan agreement. Once we're back in the air, both of us, we're gonna have words. All right. Well, I would meet back up on the bridge with Matthias, and I hope Holt would join us.
While they're out there, is there a cogitator or something that Matthias could hack into specifically to maybe get an idea of where the ship has been? Maybe certain
You certainly have access to the bridge cogitators at this point, just simply because no one's going to stop you.
All right, I'm gonna access one of the cogitators and maybe get
Okay,
an idea
you get an idea of where he's been lately. A lot of it seems to be just interdicting ships in various points in space along known stopping points on longer void travels through the expanse. A lot of trips to various populated worlds that of varying level of compliance.
As I'm looking through, is there anything that would seemingly require higher security to access, like maybe some personal notes or something?
There is one. Was it tech use the only thing you really have for that?
Yep.
Yeah. I would say if you make a -20 tech use, you could try and break into a file he has just marked.
And I shall burn a fate point.
Okay. Roll it again.
Well,
you could just burn a fate point to say you succeed. Use a fate point to say you succeed, right?
No, that's not a thing he can do.
That's not how that works.
Oh,
I can do that for specific things, but that's part of my special features.
Oh, okay.
It's not just an overall thing.
It's like
you
a
can do.
class feature thing.
Yes.
Okay.
I tried.
It is. Yeah, it's the most locked thing on there, and it is marked the 7 Witches.
So close, so close.
I will. When I get to the bridge, I'm gonna pull Matthias over and say, can you pull out anything about his operations? I would like to. Now that the man is dead, I would like to tear down his operations. Anything we deem not useful to ours.
All right, I go through and I provide him that information.
Yeah, it's surprisingly easy to get. He doesn't seem to have encoded any of his sort of information regarding his ships behind anything that you can't get through easily.
Yes.
So you have general deployment orders for his slave barges and other raider ships in his fleet.
I would. I kind of want Holt to do this because he seems to be better at it. I'll wait for him to get on the bridge.
Yeah.
As I'm heading to the bridge, I'm going to turn to the crew. Would your clan be interested in permanent employment under the Cram Dynasty?
This could be favorable to us.
You would be crew members of this ship.
We would find this agreeable.
Very well. We'll hash that out in a few days.
Once Holt gets Holt, my good man.
Yes.
We have all the details of his business. I would like to dismantle his slaver operations. Seems like something that would be better suited for you to call these barges back to impersonate this man, or deceive your way into getting the raider fleets to stand down. And
I'm going to look over the data. How expansive was his actual operation?
How expensive is it?
Do
Yeah.
you want us to roleplay dismantling it?
yeah, do you want us to role play it, or do you just want
No,
like?
I mean, if you want to actively go out at any point, just be like, hey, today we're just gonna do a random encounter and kill a feck word ship. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but
No, I
Let's
meant
just
more
assume
like,
we're dismantling it. Yeah.
yeah, we're sending out our crew with maybe some of the crew. We're dismantling his operations on Footfall. Anything that is not anything arms trade can stay. Anything slavery,
Yeah.
right out.
he had a few deals that were actively going on at the time as far as on footfall for slavery, but most of it was pretty low key stuff, just kind of resting and resupplying. He wasn't doing a whole lot here at the time besides waiting around for the telling.
Right.
And I'm going to get on the comms and contact Obrist. Obrist, this is Holt.
Yes, my lord.
What info do you have on the Cram Dynasty?
He kind of looks through a data slate on the other end for a bit and there's kind of just dead sounds as he does, and he finally comes through and says, seems that they were an older dynasty. Seems to have died out somewhere around... That's interesting. The records don't really seem to say. Just simply stopped showing up a few centuries ago.
Well, if you have a chance to update the records, let it be known that I am actually of the Cram Dynasty, and I've recovered my family's ancient mort of trade.
Will do.
Do we hear Holt saying this?
Then I'm going to close the comms, turn around to my two crew members.
All
The
that
ship is now under control by the Cram Dynasty. We will negotiate a cooperation with the Aberglass Dynasty, but this ship is mine and yours, my friends.
excellent.
The captain has been good to us. As long as we don't screw him over, this is agreeable.
Excellent.
Fucking love it.
I mean, it's Diplo's fault for not being here. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, right?
I don't want to blame him too much because it sounds like from what he said about an hour ago, he's going through some tough shit.
Yeah, he
I
mentioned
don't
me
wanna
like,
keep on
yeah, apparently like all of a sudden the internet died.
Or I don't know. I'm just saying. It's where he's not out of the game if we ever come back. It's just
Yeah.
it's gonna be a cooperative now instead of
Yeah. In fact, with that little revelation, I'm also going to retroactively say that you found his invitation.
okay.
So technically, you now have two invitations to the telling, and they are simply for whoever presents them, as you find out looking at this one.
Well,
Is it
I
weird that
still
I'm
Turning
picturing?
up Holt.
I still Holt. I think it would be best if we still put our name under Ebergloss for now. But this is a good backup in case anything ever goes sour.
This ship will be painted with the Cram Dynasty's heraldry. Its crew members will be under the
As
Cram
will
Dynasty.
that las cannon.
I don't care for the weaponry inside the ship. I don't care
I'd
for-
take it.
for
Oh, by the
Feckler's
way,
slavery
I
operations.
walk over and hand it. You mentioned wanting a cannon. Here you go, and I walk away.
Thank you.
I have no interest in the slavery operations.
Happy machine cult noises.
The rest will be incorporated into the Cram Dynasty's actions.
Happy bod modem sounds.
Well, fair enough.
Cram Dynasty will take under consideration the help and financial assistance given by the Aberglass Dynasty, and would be very open to work hand in hand with them. And Holt's going to give out the biggest shitty grin to Jala.
Yeah.
This has just changed from employment to a business partnership, and there's not a whole lot you can really do.
I mean, you're standing within 15 meters. There is a lot
This
I could
is-
do about it.
Frankly,
but I
this is
don't
the most
want-
Rogue Trader shit that we've done pretty much.
I know. That's the thing. Javo is right now. He's going. I could flashbang you into oblivion right now, but this is a decent backup in case something goes wrong. So I'm not.
Okay, I'm not
This
gonna
is
be
Plan
as I
B.
can for a while.
Yeah, Javo is thinking this is Plan B. This is not something to get.
This
rid
is
of
my
right
way
now.
out if I don't like where the other guys go.
Yeah.
Okay, I underestimated that. I'm not going to be able to use
Alright.
that cannon until rank 5.
Yeah.
Shit.
Flux said the Cram Dynasty is born.
And I will remind Holt, if anything, remember, I'm the one that killed them all.
You are. But I negotiated the recruit. I negotiated the takeover.
Yes.
I negotiated the morale drop in the crew. I found the warrant of trade.
That is fair. I'm just saying.
So
Let's not become a contest. Let this be a
It's
partnership.
not. This is a hand-in-hand partnership.
Fair enough. All right. We can go over. We're so close to ending. I'm just saying we can go over if you want, Sovik, if you want to just describe how we dismantle it, getting our gear, going under operation, and then we can end the session if everyone's okay with that.
If you want, because we do have 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure we have just enough time to do the actual telling.
We should wait for Diddler for that.
I feel like, we should wait for that.
Because I'm not gonna lie, once that's done, that's it. That's this part of the adventure done.
Well,
It's on the part 2 after that.
if it comes down to that, we can do that. I don't know. We still haven't decided if we're even playing this.
I'd say wait till we actually have Diplo to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. So yeah, no, I'll say that's a good spot to break there.